Hey guys, Mr. Riss here, and I'm here to help you guys out with section 2.2. So we're going to be looking at the standard form of the quadratic function. So we're going to make sure we can write the equations from standard form and turn them into vertex form to find all that information. So the process to it is a little complicated, a little bit more complicated than what you guys would normally see. But you guys should know that the standard form is f of x equals ax squared plus bx plus c, where a, b, and c are numbers that we don't know, or numbers that we can use to find out other pieces of information. So the first thing that's always good in a parabola is where the vertex is located at. So if we wanted to find the vertex, this is the fun way we would have to do this. We'd have to remember that a vertex in, or the equation in vertex form is y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, where h and k is the vertex. Well, if I were to go ahead and leave it like that in variables, I could square the binomial here and get x squared minus 2x plus h squared, then distribute the a and get all these crazy numbers here. Well, the biggest takeaway from this is to remember that our numbers in standard form, or our equation in standard form, so I'm getting my pen out here, has the letters a, b, and c. And so if we write this as an expanded vertex form, this part here is a is still a. This negative 2ah is our b, and this whole big long expression is our c. Now the reason why that is important is because if I want to get this a by itself, or this h by itself, to figure out part of the vertex, I could have the equation where b equals negative 2ah, and I could divide by negative 2a, and that's how we get our h. And we can use that information then to figure out what our k is by plugging it back into the equation. So let's go through a problem here. It might be easier to go through an example with numbers so you guys can see. What we have here is an equation in standard form where we have x squared minus 6x plus 10. First, let's make sure you guys know what the a, b, and c are. So a would equal 1. That's the number in front of the x squared. B would equal negative 6. That's the number in front of the x. And c would equal 10. If I want to put this in vertex form, y equals a times x minus h squared plus k, I already know what a is. All right. Remember, in vertex form, we need to find a, h, and k. So I already have y equals 1 times x minus. Okay, next let's find the h. Well, up here we have our formula. Our h is equal to negative b over 2a. So let's do this. H is going to equal negative, b is negative 6 over 2a, and a is 1. So really, h is going to equal positive 6 over 2, so h would equal 3. Okay, now the next question is, what is k? We can use that crazy formula up ahead to find k that was there, but it's actually going to be easier to just remember that k is our value plugged in for h. So to find k, I'm going to go ahead and plug h back into this original equation. So instead of x squared minus 6x plus 10, I'm going to put 3 squared minus 6 times 3 plus 10. So let's see, that'd be 9 minus 18 plus 10. 9 minus 18 is negative 9. Negative 9 plus 10 is 1. And there is our k, 1. And so there is this equation now written in vertex form. So the last section we went from vertex to quadratic, or vertex to standard. Now we're going from standard to vertex. So let's go ahead and clear this up and do another problem. All right, so let's do this again here. What's the vertex of the graph of the function? So we just need to know the vertex here. We just need to find h, and we just need to find k. Okay, so the vertex is at h comma k. All right, so let's find the h. H is equal to negative b over 2a. So A in this case is 1, B is -8, and C is 5. So our H is going to be -8 over 2 times A, which is 1. So that's a positive 8 over 2. H would be 4. Now to figure out what K is, we're going to take that H value and plug it back into the original equation. So what is 4 squared minus 8 times 4 plus 5? So that'd be 16 minus 32 plus 5. So that'd be 16 plus 32 is -16 plus 5 is -11. There's our -11. There's our K. Okay. So now that we know how to find the vertex, now we know how to write it in vertex formula, we can find all of that information, the important pieces or the key features of the graph once we get it back into vertex form. So we're going to take our equation like we do. We find H, we find K, and we can find the axis of symmetry and everything else. We can also find the X and Y intercepts pretty easily by plugging in those values. So let's make sure we can do this with this problem. Let's find the key features. We're not going to click and drag. We can do that if we want on Desmos, but let's try to find all those key bits of information. So let's go through here. Now, let's label our A is 1, our B is -6, and our C is -1. So let's find the vertex, which is at HK. So maybe I'll make a sign over here, vertex. Where is it located at? HK. So H is equal to -B over 2A. So this would be a -6 over 2 times 1. So that's 6 over 2. 3. So vertex would be at 3 comma what? Alrighty, now to figure out that what, we're going to plug it back into the original. So 3 squared minus 6 times 3 minus 1. So that'd be 9 minus 18 minus 1. So this be 9 minus 18 is -9 minus 1 is -10. 10. Okay, some other pieces of information is our axis of symmetry. Remember, that's always X equals H. So our vertex is HK, our axis of symmetry is X equals H, so it's going to be X equals 3. Now that's pretty much all I wanted you guys to learn from this, or there was also the domain and range. Oh, actually, let's name it, this is our min or max. We can know this again. Our vertex is our min or max based off our A. A is positive. If it is positive, this is a min. The other thing they might have you guys do, but I won't have you guys do, is, okay, what is the y-intercept? The y-intercept, if we want to figure that out, is when x equals 0. So we would do 0 squared minus 6 times 0 minus 1. It's always going to be whatever your C number is. So it would be at the point when x is 0, y is 1. Okay. So let's call it one there. We'll do this next one on our next part, but let's go look at the CYU and see if you guys need some help on some of the tougher problems. So 2-2 CYU1. Make sure you guys can see this. All right, let's preview this. Okay, so the first couple questions are going through and finding the equation in vertex form. And the next one is finding the information, find the vertex axis of symmetry. So let's go through, let's do this one here where we actually have a number in front of the term. Okay, so if I want to put this in vertex form, this is going to be, here we go, now we got to load. This is our A number, this is our H, and this is our K. Our A is 3, our B is 18, and our C is 32. So if I want to find H, well, this is easy. I know A is going to be 3. That's already going to be plugged in right there. That's going to be 3. To find H, it's going to be -B over 2A. Or in this case, it's going to be -18 over 2 times 3. So we got -18 over 6. That's -3. So that's what H is, -3. Our K, we have to plug our H number back in to find K. So plug it in and take our time. 3 times negative 3 squared plus 18 times negative 3 plus 32. All right, so negative 3 squared is 9. 9 times 3 is 27. All right, then we got negative 18 times 3 is negative 54. And then plus 32. So let's see, 27 minus 54 is negative 27. Negative 27 plus 32 is 5. So that's what our K is. Okay, let's do one more of these problems here just to help you out. All right, let's do one like 4 or 5. Let's do number 5 because we haven't had a negative problem yet. All right, so if I wanted to find the vertex here, all right, I know the vertex is at HK. The axis of symmetry is x equals whatever the h number is, and our y-intercept is always what our c number is going to be. So one thing that's really easy, our y-intercept, if we make this all 0, that's going to be equal 6. Piece of cake. What we got to do is find h and k to get the other ones. So our a is negative 2, b is negative 4, c is 6. So our h, which is at negative b over 2a, is going to be at negative 4 over 2 times negative 2. So this is positive 4 on the top and a negative 4 on the bottom. So that means our h is negative 1. So that's negative 1. Our axis of symmetry is at negative 1. Our k, we have to take that number and plug it back into the original problems. Take our time with this. We got negative 2 times negative 1 squared minus 4 times negative 1 plus 6. Negative 1 squared is positive 1. Positive 1 times negative 2 is negative 2. Negative 4 times negative 1 is a positive 4 plus 6. Negative 2 plus 4 is 2. 2 plus 6 is 8. There's our K. All right, guys. So hopefully this helped you out with the first part of 2-2. You can see it really builds off of 2-1. All right, we got one more part to do with 2-2, and we'll call it a day. All right, guys, have a great day. We'll see you next time.